Ooh. Oh, that's in my upper back now. This feels good. You can't feel this, but I have massaging seats in my Tesla Model Y. Do you? Well, you can. It uses the existing air bladder that's in the seat, and all it does is add a control module that will pump the back of the seat up and range from the top to the bottom to back and forth, and it really just puts pressure there and pulls the air off to kind of alleviate maybe or loosen your back up on your way home. And if you combine that with the heated seats, this is a great addition to the Tesla. You know, I don't have lower back problems, but just that feels good. Maybe I do have lower back problems because this feels really good now. Handshow sent me this. It's a really easy system to install. You just have to remove the back of the seat and hide the rest of the module underneath the seat or through everything. I'm going to show you how I did it in one over here. I'm going to wear a GoPro so you can see exactly what I'm doing. That way it's right in there. Because it's hard to hold this camera and do stuff at the same time. It runs for 3 minutes as you drive home. So say you get out of work, you're working hard, and you get in the car, you get on the highway, you turn on the heated seats, get it nice and warm, loosen your back up a little bit, hit the button to control this, and oh wow. This is nice. This is really nice. If you have any back issues or you're on your feet all day, or maybe even you're sitting in a chair and you're leaning forward a lot, this is really going to help with your back. I think Karen would like this. You're not adding any extra buttons. It is using the existing buttons. It's this button right here. This controls this controls your pressure in the back seat anyway. So all it's doing, you push down twice on this and it turns it on. Do it twice to turn it off. That's all you gotta do, but it'll automatically turn off after 3 minutes. So I would just let it turn off on its own. Let me show you what the product looks like, and then we're gonna install it in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat right now. I put it in here just to test it for quite a few days. I wanted to make sure that it worked really well before I actually told you about it. That way you don't have any issues. And Hanshow's really good about it. If you do have any issues, you can reach out to them and they'll take care of it for you. All right, this is what you'll get in the box. It is this module right here, again, from Hanshow. This controls it, and this hooks up to the back of the seat. This hooks up to behind the button. Basically is just a pass-through and another pass-through. There's only one connection on each side that you deal with. And you'll need minimal tools. Tools to help pull the headrest up and pull the back off the seat. And I used this pick to remove the wire from the harness, made it a lot easier, and I'll show you all that stuff. It's really easy to install. It's just the hardest part is lifting up the headrest and getting a pry tool in there to release the back plastic off of the seat, and then really just wiring the wire or putting the wires in and hiding everything and putting everything back together. It should take you about 15 minutes. It's probably gonna take me about a half hour because I'm gonna film it and I gotta get the lighting better. So I'm gonna put my GoPro on my forehead, and so you can see what I'm doing. All right, now that I look like a complete dork with the GoPro right on my forehead, I'm gonna take these two pry tools. And the way you get this back plastic off is you kind of have to lift up on this. There's two little pins that you release, which will lift the headrest up. The two fangs that come down to hold the headrest in place hold this plastic into place as well. So you can't just pull on this. So what I like to do is I work this in at an angle where it's going to kind of pry apart there. And right down here is the metal piece that you have to pry over. And then you lift up on that side. With that side being done, then you can lift up here, and then that will release the headrest. It wasn't too difficult, but I've done this quite a few times. You release the headrest up a little bit. You can take it totally out, but you don't need to. And then you just pull on it. Right here is where the two fangs go into from the headrest, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to remove this completely. You can if you'd like to, but not necessary. This right here is the mechanism you're going to hook up to. These are the lines for the airbag that's inside here. Not the airbag for a crash, but the airbag that kind of pushes you. So what I'd like to do is just pull on this. Pull and push that way, and it comes right out of that area. You see those hooks right here? This is a little tricky. So that's why I have this little pick tool. And try not to stab yourself, but makes it so much easier to remove this. Once you do that, you take the wiring harness and you see there's two pieces here. This looks just like that. And you notice there's two pins here and there's two pins down there. Well, the weird thing is on this, they didn't get the exact harness correct. This has a little pin sticking out because I tested this on the Model 3. They may have the right harness now. I didn't talk to them, but this is a bigger piece in the Model Y. What I did on the other one is, instead of removing it from the factory piece, I just cut out this whole side piece on this harness, which I'm going to do right now. All right, so I made sure I located the right side, or the correct side, and I'm just scoring down the side. Be careful of your fingers. I'm just scoring away from my fingers down the side. 2 times should be enough. And I just grabbed a scrap piece of wood so I didn't damage my tabletop. And I go in there with some thin pliers. Don't get the metal tabs inside, but I just go in with some pliers and pull it out. And if you didn't get enough, like I did, if you're daring enough, you can actually scrape down. But be careful and don't cut yourself. This is by far the hardest part that I had to do, but I've had this for a while and I'm sure they've gone to a different harness. If not, it's not really difficult to do. And now we go back in the car. I did the wrong side. I did the wrong side of the harness. All right, don't worry, this will be totally worth it in the end. Plug in. And now, since I cut both sides off, you gotta be careful to go in straight. And we're all set. But now we just tuck this back in and push this over where it goes. If you pull this back, you can feed this underneath the seat. Because we don't want wires dangling like I have on the other side because I was testing it. Feed the wire through, and then we're gonna put this back in the hole. These tabs right here just fit right into the metal pieces. There's tabs on this side too. You just want to slowly raise it up and push this into place. We don't need to pop it into place. We don't need to lower this down, just in case we need to pop it back off again. That's how the seat panel comes off. Now we're just going to hide this underneath the seat, and I'll bring you over and I'll show you where to hook this up. So I've moved the seat forward so you can see how much space there actually is underneath this seat here, and there's quite a bit. So you can play with this a little bit and hide this wherever you'd like. I mean, you can hide it underneath here, attach it to anything. I'm going to use zip ties, and I think I'm just going to attach it to here so it's out of the way, and then take this wire and bring it up around through this plastic here. You don't want to go through here because your seat goes back and forth on this. And then we're going to bring this up and around, but we're going to tuck it inside here. I'll show you where to hook this up first, see how much slack we got. There will be enough room to hide this in here, but we're just going to pull this back. There's a connection right around here and in the back, but we're just going to pull this back. Instead of unscrewing this screw, which you can kind of get to, you can do this if you want to remove this whole thing, but it's not necessary. The harness you're going to get to is right here. So it just pulls right off. Now these are not like the other one. This just plugs right in. You don't have to do any trimming. This is just a little tricky because there's not much space here, but you'll get it. Just work at it. And then it's just a matter of tucking the wires and pushing this back in place. Let me see if I can show you. That little tab right here goes into the hole in the middle. So just force that over, pop that in, make sure the seat goes down, tuck this up, and then we're going to tidy up the wires behind, but it's all done. So what I ended up doing was just putting the controller underneath this strap here, and then bringing all the wires up underneath. That way everything's out of the way, and makes it quick and easy. Perfect. Now let's check out if it works. All right, so now that you have your seat adjusted, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure everything works. So you're going to move this forward. And it's hard to hear, but the motor is moving. It's releasing the air. So it is moving. And then all you do is push down. 1, 2. You can hear it is moving. Play with it a little bit. It takes a little bit of touch to get this to work, and you'll understand it right away. But then all you do is move it forward, move it down, and it'll stop. But like I said, it's better to just let it run through the entire cycle and enjoy your massage seats. So I'm going to really enjoy this because I'm heading back to Ohio to pick my daughter up. She's been up in Ohio. I've got a 10-hour drive up there next week, and this is going to come in handy quite a bit on those long drives. Again, I want to thank Hancho for sending this out for this video. I haven't seen this yet in any Tesla, on YouTube anyway, and I think it's really cool. There's some really cool stuff that they're doing. I'm testing out some other products from them, and I'll be bringing those to the channel as well soon. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click the link down below to order your massaging seats for your Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y. Works with both of them. I'm going to contact them to see if they can get one to work with the Model X because I think Karen would really love this. Again, as always, stay awesome, stay positive, and stay relaxed with your massage seats. I'll catch you on the next one. I hope the message comes through, or massage.